Shortly after 4 o'clock this morning, I spoke to President Zelensky to offer the continued support of the UK.
And tried to cross the road and just take a gun and kill them.
Shouting, she was just screaming.
As we look back 1 year on from the invasion of Ukraine, I've come to visit Stephen Carr and Dnipro kids. He and his charity evacuated dozens of orphans from the war zone. I'm Lewis Mickey and I've come for a tour of where they've been staying in Edinburgh.
We've actually kept all 6 of the orphanage families all together because we felt it was important that they were able to support each other. It's been amazing, the support that we've had to be able to get them all here. And we've managed to get them all into the same school as well. Further down here, we have the grass area outside. They're outside there just now playing football. And then we've got the shared area down here where we've got a pool table, so we've got some pool sharks within the group now as well. And you can see the children running about in the area here, so it's a really good setup that we have here.
I'm Dayleaton here in Aberfeldy in Highland Perthshire, where a large number of Ukrainian refugees have settled. I'm heading into the Peace Cafe to speak to Maria. Hi there. Can you just summarise what the last year has been like for you?
I think, yes, horror film. It's very scary. Life here, very beautiful people. Life is precious.
Keep listening throughout the day for more on the anniversary of Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
As ever, when so-called strongmen leaders flex their muscles, it is the innocent and most vulnerable who suffer the most.
Nicola Sturgeon addressing Holyrood on this day last year as the Russian tanks rolled into Ukraine. I'm Alan Smith and I was in the Scottish Parliament as the First Minister pledged to help those fleeing the war.
My name is Neil Gray, the Scottish Government's Minister for Special Responsibility for Refugees from Ukraine. So I'm incredibly proud of the contribution that Scotland has made as a good global citizen to offer sanctuary to over 23,000 Ukrainians.
But there are now questions about the long-term housing for the thousands calling Scotland home. Here's Callum McQuaid.
Natalia Hivak and her family come to a support hub for Ukrainians every week at St Michael's Church in Glasgow. Her husband is with them because their teenage son is in a wheelchair and needs extra support. They've been living with their sponsor in Lanark for more than 9 months.
We are really happy to stay with them, but they need to have their own life as well. Like to be able to accept 5 people in your house, complete strangers with a disabled child, that's really challenging.
Natalia tells me they've been offered a house closer to her son's hospital appointments in Glasgow, but it's still not suitable for them.
With a child who's bigger than you need to have access to the hoist. And unfortunately in that apartment, we are still waiting for some place.
So what's being done to help families like Natalia's? Here's Neil Gray.
We've set up a £50 million capital fund to see previously disused or void social properties brought back into use.
The Minister insists the support is there and that Scotland will always be a home for those in need.
Thank you very much. And we want to say something in Ukrainian, just Slava Ukraini!
From the first seconds of the full-scale war, you extended your helping hand when the world had not yet come to understand how to react.
Ukraine asked, Scotland delivered.
There is not a single Ukrainian expected amount or help that we get just now.
Everyone thinks and do something for us.
I'm Finlay Jack, and I've been speaking with refugees who've settled here, as well as people who've gone above and beyond to help those in conflict.
I found sponsors for 700, more than 700 families, and then I went on to trying to get a bus to go over and help with the transport.
That's Helen Will from Peterhead. She's about to send her 9th bus stocked with supplies across the continent.
All the aid and all the help that they've mostly gotten, and it's all just normal folk coming together trying to do their best to help.
The bus will return full of refugees seeking a better life here in Scotland. I met 23-year-old Yulia Mirna. She's been living in Aberdeen.
I'm very glad people who give us shelter, the food and help us to adapt in here.
They help us with the language, like it's Scottish people. I'm very, very glad and I'm very, very happy and thankful for this opportunity to come here and start our life again.
Well, north of the border, we've raised £37 million for Ukraine so far through the Disasters Emergency Committee appeal. Here's Scottish Secretary Alistair Jack.
I want to thank everyone in Scotland who has helped support Ukraine over the past year, and those who have helped Ukrainian refugees make new homes here in Scotland.
Even as the fighting continues on the front lines, so too will the support from Scotland.
It's just overwhelming, and it just gives us motivation to fight even stronger.